Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 5 of this Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4. This is the Anti-Colonialist Crusade. In the last episode, we continued watching Republican Spain just fail to take out the Nationalists, and it actually looks like the Nationalists are pulling back, mostly because they have a ridiculous number of German and Italian troops here. In fact, I would say probably about 90% of their force right now is German. Well, 80% of their force is German, with about 15 probably being Italian. And they've also just got loads of troops just like guarding the border with Gibraltar, because why not? Meanwhile, our own intervention forces are still on holiday down there in the Costa del Sol because we cannot actually send them home. We did try last episode. We are on low manpower, but I think we are trying to fix that. No, we're not. We haven't got the... that's plus 5% factory output. You know what? We probably want that. We don't have the Repeal the Native Representation Act yet. We're going for the Union of African People, which allows us to create a faction, and then we're going to get the Liberate Portuguese Colony so we can go after Portugal. Once we've got these two done, and while we're actually fighting, we'll probably grab those too. We do also still want to reconstitute the Cape Corps and expand the Cape Corps, which will allow us to get rid of the really nasty minus 55% recruitment population factor, because that is the vast reason why we have such low manpower. In the meantime, though, we kind of just have to let time pass. There we go. We have priests, which are the self-propelled artillery version of the Matilda, which is lovely. And that means that we have a research slot again. We do not have the tech bonuses anymore because we are no longer in the Allies, so we don't get the tech sharing ability anymore. So I think we're going to get the next level of artillery so we can start producing those. And then possibly some more aircraft. Okay, we're getting a lot of towed artillery. So we might be able to change up the template once more with more guns. Yes we can. Marvellous. We're now up to 18 combat width, at which point I think we'll probably remove 2 infantry. Whoops. And grab 2 artillery. That's probably the template that we're going to go for. We're going to go for the very artillery heavy section, or we could get rid of these 2 and have another 6 infantry, but we don't have the manpower for that right now. And this would be a lot of soft attack, and it would also not cost us very much infantry equipment. It's fairly expensive though to do that. Right, so economy wise we are going to go up to the war economy because we don't need to go to total mobilization. It doesn't really give us anything. The consumer goods factories, we actually get a reduction to that thanks to our South African policies. And then the only other benefit is the factory construction speed. We are running out of construction slots, so that is not a problem. So we are going to grab that, which will mean that we're building the factories faster. We should also have more factories at our disposal now. Yeah, we've now got 10 instead of 7. Something like that. So it means that those will go up faster. We are still building military factories. We still don't have a great number of them. And we have another technology. We should probably get the tier 2 infantry weapons. Sounds like a plan to me, so that our infantry fight more better. Meanwhile, how are you sucking? Still sucking. And heavily fortifying your border with France, which is not good for France because that means they'll probably be taking troops away from the German border. So I guess that's a thing. You're going to be pissing off the Germans. Oh, we have 30 planes. You know what? You guys can go away, which is actually going to free up some manpower again. But we are very short on manpower, and that is a problem because factories do cost manpower. Italy pursues closer bonds with Germany, and Italy has in fact joined the Axis. Italy and Germany have expressed many conflicting interests, particularly in Austria and the Balkans. This has not, however, prevented the countries' foreign policies growing ever friendlier towards each other, and negotiations are underway for a pact that will protect common interests. If negotiations are successful, we could see an alliance that will be able to exert great influence in Central and Eastern Europe. Interesting. The Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Diplomats from Germany and the Soviet Union concluded what observers are describing as a historic agreement today with the signing of the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, named after German Foreign Minister Joachim von Ribbentrop and his Soviet counterpart. Vyacheslav Molotov and his non-aggression pact stipulates that neither side will ally itself nor aid an enemy of the other. Foreign diplomats warn this treaty effectively gives Germany a free hand to wage war in Europe without having to fear Soviet intervention. Oh dear. How are we doing? 20 days away. Oh, can you please just squish them? Well, actually, now you're fighting German divisions. They're going to be a lot stronger than yours. Because Germany actually has the military power to resist. Though it does kind of look like the Spanish are building more divisions. France bans communism. The Edouard Daladier cabinet has decreed the dissolution of the Parti Communiste Français. Ever since Soviet Russia signed the non-aggression pact with Nazi Germany, there have been talks of prescribing communism in France. The decree was instated following the agreement between the two nations for the partition of Poland. Edouard Daladier took the opportunity as support for a ban rose, and even leftist papers started advocating for the abolition of the Parti Communiste Français. It would have been interesting if we had the Soviets and France versus the Germans and the Italians, but we don't really need to. The African People's Union. The founding members of the African People's Union have assembled in Pretoria to announce the creation of their new alliance. European observers were quick to note that the only government with any legitimacy present was the Kingdom of the Cape Commune itself. Moses Cotain presiding over the motley assembly of self-appointed governments in exile and other revolutionary groups. The parties present released a joint declaration calling on the European imperial powers to release any land they hold in Africa to its rightful owners at once, condemning the practice of colonialism and vowing to bring freedom to the oppressed African peoples by whatever means necessary. Damn right. For the longest time, African people have had no say in determining their own destiny. Those days are over. We will create a faction strong enough to withstand any attempt by the revanchist powers of the world to roll back our achievements. Africa will be free of colonialism. And with that, we're going to liberate the Portuguese colonies and actually get this bowl rolling. Ooh, we have a free military factory. I think I'm going to put you on support equipment as well. Yeah, because we're getting a nice surplus of the other stuff, so support equipment's where it's at. I really am worried about the lack of manpower. That is a big problem. So quite possibly getting that one's going to be more important than getting these two. Although this will help. That 1 extra % will help. August 1939. War still has not broken out. Poland remains whole. There we go, 25 pounder, so we can start shifting production to those. Do we have all of the upgrades here? No. I kind of want this one just in preparation for the next level. Outdated equipment in production, that is true. I like that pop-up. Let's switch to that one. So we start upgrading those. Marvellous. That will knock us back a little bit in production efficiency, but because it's building the same type of unit, that should recover pretty quickly. And it's a much less reduction than otherwise. Oh, we have another military factory available. I think we're going to start producing infantry equipment once again. Poland refuses German ultimatum. Considering the demand, it seemed inevitable. Poland would be forced to cede Danzig to Germany, and a Polish plenipotentiary would be sent to Berlin to negotiate further terms. Ignacy Mościcki pointed to the German Reich's recent actions when stating that it was obvious Germany would not be satisfied with Danzig alone. German and Polish forces are prepared for war, and reports are already coming in of clashes on the border. Once again, there is war in Europe. Uh-oh. The German Reich has declared war on Poland. At this point, we should see French troops just running away. Poland's joined the Allies. Yep, there they go. The French have finally woken up to the threat, which should also free up some of the Spanish troops. Germany has left Spain, which should mean that the Republicans can now just mop up. And they are indeed doing so, with greater plume. What's that E mean? Oh, it's Burgos. It was the B from Burgos that just looked like an E. I was like, is that like saying that unit has engineers or something? Like, what is that? Speaking of engineers, we should probably edit you. We need to add the field hospital. We are not building motorized. That is what we're missing. We definitely need motorized. Let's drop you and start producing motorized. In fact, we'll drop both of you and start working on a 3. Well, we're going to need more of those, so yeah, it's motorized. That's going to be our main priority. We need 1,000 more for the upgrade, but that's a lesser problem. There we go, the end of the Spanish Civil War. The surrender of the last nationalist forces, the Spanish Civil War has come to an end. The Republicans have emerged victorious and a new era has begun for Spain. The war-torn country has suffered greatly in the fighting and there is much rebuilding to be done. Nice. And my 2 troops should be on their way back. In fact, all of you guys are going to need some training because you have just switched items. That is less supply usage. It is still 39. Not quite ready for the Bren carriers just yet. We could get decryption, or we could start on aircraft. Aircraft's not really worth it yet. I think we will go for strategic destruction because I basically just want to bomb the living daylights out of Europe from the safety of Africa. Hold a couple of strategic locations and otherwise just bomb them. We are a resource poor area though. We might also need some ships for convoy duty. These are all good in 39, so I think we're going to upgrade the manpower place. We're down to just 4,000 manpower now. That's really, really not good. Especially not as we're on the verge of war. And speaking of being on the verge of war, we have not even gone up to the border yet. Mordred, get with it. Oh crap, there's 2 borders. Right. You 2 on that side. Once we've dealt with that side, we can go for this side. Is that what we're going to do? No, I think I'm going to split you in half. We'll send you lot to there, and you lot to there. Go. And then we should have an additional 2 divisions somewhere, shouldn't we? Oh, they're still en route. National focus completed. Our colonies of Angola and Mozambique sit right... Sorry, their colonies of Angola and Mozambique sit right at our borders. It is time to end the exploitation of their people. I quite agree. Now, manpower. Really, really need this. 70 days. Alright, let's get into position and hopefully the war justification doesn't end. Oh, war goal. Does that mean we still need to justify? No, we can just conquer. It's fine. German interest in Scandinavia. German rhetoric has intensified towards the northern countries in recent weeks. The message is clear. Denmark and Norway must in no way, whether by opposition or inaction, hamper German imports. While there is no immediately obvious cause for such demands, the imports are still flowing freely to Germany. Our diplomats worry that this might prelude to German action in the region. The German Reich has declared war on Luxembourg. Really? Okay. Poland still hasn't fallen, though they are making a bit of a beeline towards Warsaw from the north. A large number of naval engagements going on. Is that going to be all convoys? I would assume so. And we have a research slot available. I totally forgot what that was even for. Oh, right. So we have mobile warfare. We can now work on delay. Yes, that would be nice. Okay. German Reich has declared war on Belgium. There we go. German Reich has taken Luxembourg. Got 10,000 equipment from that. Ouch. And our volunteer forces are back. Join up with them. Also, you're in command. Congratulations. Don't stop your training though. We are still doing constructions. Can we get any more in? No. We're already maxed out. We're having to wait because I was just not prepared for this. Netherlands has joined the Allies. German Reich has declared war on the Netherlands. Did Belgium ever join the Allies? No. Belgium did not join the Allies. Belgium has just joined the Allies. That is unfortunate, because Belgium would be our next main objective, which will put us at odds with the Allies as a whole. Which will mean that this part of the United Kingdom will at that point become forfeit. Right, so you lot, hi. Your objective is really quite simple. Take that. Your lot, your objective is also really quite simple. It's to take that. Lovely. Volunteers from the Spanish Civil War return. With the fighting in Spain over, the surviving volunteers of the war have made their way home. They bring with them valuable experiences from modern warfare. Division organisation plus 5%. Oh, nice. Permanent. You guys are almost ready. We're suffering. Oh, it's because we're exercising. Yes. Now the question is, do we want to finish our exercising before we launch this attack? Well, we want to wait until you're in position. Portugal starting to move onto the borders. I think we kind of have to just go for it. I don't want to wait too long, otherwise Portugal is going to realise the danger. Alright, 96%, 97, it's what, 3 days? Yeah, basically. Oh, it's Denmark 2s. Nice. So this is the level 2 infantry equipment, which we are now going to have to start producing in vast quantities. We need 7,000 of them for the upgrade. We do have a steel shortage, but we can start producing our own steel. That is another national focus, so I'm not that concerned about it. It is still 39. I think we might get another logistics company so that we reduce the amount of supply usage. And in fact, if we have a look at these guys, how much does it cost to add logistics? Lots of manpower, motorized and support equipment. We just don't have the manpower for it. I mean, we could now, at this point, switch to extensive conscription. However, that does increase training time. Is that a problem? It's something I'd rather not do. So I'll leave it. I'm going to leave those points here because I want to see how much of a difference this makes. And if this makes enough of a difference to tide us over, then we can start working on this. Although I would also like the extra steel. Oh, we already have it. Never mind. Well, we could still probably get technology for it. Right, how close? 99. That one I'm not going to wait for. And that one I'm definitely not waiting for. Okay, we're good. Plus you've all got your preparation done. You stop your exercising. Portugal, declare war. Send. Okay, Commune has declared war on Portugal. Go. And let's slow this one down. So they have got three divisions over there, nothing over here, so you guys should be in a pretty good position to just advance. Guys, let's go! I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of manual control required here. You may as well push up to here. In fact, we're just going to do an all-round mass assault on them. And that will in fact be one of their ports. Do they have another one up there? They do, unfortunately. And how about on this side? One. So we kind of need to race for that location if we can. Unfortunately, this is Africa, so times are going to be long. And we can already see how much attrition we're taking. Yeah. Well, this is the last 12 months when we were doing training. So if we reduce this to the last month, this is when we were actually attacking. We're making them lose a lot more stuff, actually. That combat is very effective compared to theirs. Have they already backed off? They have. Interesting. In that case, keep pushing forwards. Keep on pushing! How long? 21 days. Okay, okay. Once you've taken that spot, I think we're going to have you just continue across. And we'll cut them off from any supply. You're doing an amphibious assault. That was very silly. Actually, I'm going to have you stop the assault, and you're going to assist up there. You guys are still moving up. You can move up to the center as well. Then you two, different plan. We are going to have you use the new garrison system. So we're going to garrison basically our coastline, which is that. However, you do have a set of options here which you can toggle off. And we're going to say we want to guard the naval bases and the victory points. It will require 7 divisions. We'll try and get you 7 divisions eventually, but that's what you're working on right now. Good. You guys are pushed forward. Excellent. No, don't go backwards. No. Forwards. What part of forwards don't you understand? Though one of you should actually go that way. Marvellous. Forwards. That's that way. Up. Go north. Always north. If there's anyone coming from the north, they're an enemy. Ah, okay, that works. Yeah, that's fine. As soon as these additional reinforcements arrive over here, we can have you assist in various locations. You're very nearly there. And there you go. You are assisting. Yeah, that's fine. In fact, no, it's not. Go and take that. Because if they try and run, we control that, then they have nowhere to run to. And that's an automatic victory for us. Naval invasion in Natal. Right, I'm going to have to learn where these provinces actually are. That's the Cape. That's Transvaal. That's Natal. Well, that's where we've got troops already, so I'm not too worried about that. You keep on going. You go here with the objective of taking that as soon as you are able. You go here. You go there. You go there. You are going there. Marvellous. Now, I am expecting naval Portuguese people to come in because they do have navies. And probably the bulk of the Portuguese forces right now will be in Portugal. You guys are assaulting. You're not. You should be coming up here. Dangerous naval invasion. They're there. Oi. That's not Natal, that's Mozambique. You didn't give me a warning about Mozambique. Give me a warning about Natal, which is this. Cheeky blighter. We have, I think, killed all the troops on this side. France has capitulated November 39. Flipping hell, that was before Poland. Okay, Germany are kind of scary. The French government has gone into exile and the main forces have capitulated to the German Reich, who is now in control of their home area. The struggles between the German Reich and France was only a small part of the conflict. The war between Axis and what remains of the Allies continued elsewhere. Not in Africa though, please. Africa is mine. Have you abandoned that already? The fall of Paris, while fighting still rages elsewhere in France. No, it doesn't. They've capitulated. Reports have come in of German troops entering Paris. The capital was declared an open city by French forces moments before their last units retreated. Several columns of German troops recreated the Prussian victory parade of 1871 by marching down the Champs-Élysées, while Parisians looked on in stunned silence. Military experts predict the collapse of France is already happened. It's happened, all right? They've fallen. Right, you two, we're going to add you to that army as well. Meanwhile, you can go there. You can go there. This is kind of... There we go. Repeal the Native Representation Act. That has brought us up to 45,000. Racial discrimination is contrary to the values of popular revolution in South Africa. Black should be restored to the general voting rolls and given political rights. I would agree with that. I don't think I want to go for those just yet. We could try and demand Madagascar. I think I'm going to go for the equal opportunity employment so that we get the 5% extra factory output, because that just sounds amazing. And we have a free military factory, which I think We're going to assign to more guns. Okay, now we are getting a more significant problem in terms of steel supplies. So, steel. Who can we buy from? The USA wouldn't be a bad shout. Yeah, it has to be the US, I'm afraid. We'll buy one. So now that we can modify the government, or now that we know that we can modify the government, we could get the naval company, which reduces the naval research time. We could get army. Division speed would actually be kind of useful here. I don't think we'll be on the defensive very often. Actually, we'll be attacking most of the time. I don't think we need those two. Recovery rate, division attack, division defense. Eventually we will want armor. Oh, we can get 3 of these 4. But I think we want the division speed, actually. Army maneuver guy. That actually sounds really useful. Oh, we can get a second one. Right, in that case, I'm going to say army regrouping, division recovery rate. Because I don't think we need the conscription. Like, we're going to have lots of manpower, actually, once we've got everything sorted. Alright, are we still pushing here? Yes. Good. One of you, the one who's just started moving, preferably. Go that way. Xinjiang, join the Comintern. And then the rest of you. You go there. You go there. Cool. Right, so I think we've more or less wrapped Portugal up already. Let's go on to speed 4. I can't see them offering that much resistance to us. See, they're backing off already. Once we have this bit, then we can just wrap around. Any more? Yeah, naval invasion in South Africa. You guys are already moving in reaction to that, I believe. Yep. Cool. The fall of Warsaw. German forces advancing in Poland to succeed in capturing Warsaw. Sporadic fighting continues in Prague and a few other districts, but organized resistance in the city seems to have ceased. The Polish government reportedly evacuated the city as the first German units entered Warsaw suburbs, and their present location is unknown. Fighting against the German invaders continues in other parts of the country, but the loss of the capital is a serious blow to the Polish war effort. Poland has capitulated. The Polish government has gone into exile, and the main forces have capitulated to the German Reich, who is now in control of their home area. The struggles between the German Reich and Poland was only a small part of the conflict. The war between the Axis and what remains of the Allies continues elsewhere, namely Britain. Alright, I'm going to add you to the garrison unit, for which we could actually do with a new commander. Cost 5 political influence, that's nothing. And we're going to promote you to a field marshal, because you have no skills anyway. And you are in command of my entire defensive force. Congratulations. Now earn some experience. Now that you have 5 men assigned, you need a different colour. I usually make my defensive units orange. Actually, usually brown. Because brown sticks out more. Although, you are actually struggling against them. Well, once these units have gone into place, then we can have you attack from the side. USSR occupies eastern Poland. Soviet troops have occupied eastern Poland officially for the purpose of protecting Belarusian and Ukrainian minorities from the chaos that followed the collapse of the Polish government. German forces have withdrawn from these areas in good order, resulting in Poland's effective partition between the two powers. Alright. You've taken that. Good. Alright. You two join them. You're assisting in that assault, as I had hoped you would. I'm actually going to stop you attacking. No, not both of you. You continue attacking. You march up here and go around. That is their last port in Africa. Well, in this part of Africa. Vichy France has declared war on France. The second armistice at Compiègne. The armistice between the German Reich and the French Third Republic has been signed at Compiègne in the very railway carriage in which the German surrender of World War I was negotiated. Under the terms of the armistice, a French government under Marshal Pétain based out of Vichy, will continue to administer most of southern France, while the rest of the country falls under German occupation zone. Some French officers had vowed to continue the resistance from abroad, but this put an effective end to fighting in France, at least for the time being. Right, we're pushing pretty effectively over there. They're actually putting up a bit of a resistance, which I'm not appreciating. And I think we're going to have to add you to the garrison area. 10 minimum divisions. Well, you're not going to get 10 divisions minimum. Has that unit arrived yet? Come on, let's go. Let's pause, that's why it's not working. Duh. And in fact, on that... Ooh, hello. The death of Rudolf Hess. That was also really early. I thought Hess was later. Deputy Führer Rudolf Hess was killed yesterday when the Royal Air Force intercepted the heavy fighter who was flying off the coast of Scotland. The exact nature of his mission remains unclear, although Hess was an accomplished pilot who flew alone and the airplane does not appear to have been armed. His remains were recovered by British authorities, but a state funeral with an empty coffin has been scheduled in Berlin. Hitler was reported as being visibly distraught by the death of his old friend. And with that, we will end this episode. So, thank you very much for watching. If you are enjoying this series, then please do hit that like button. If you have not done so already, please do consider subscribing. If you have any tips or advice for me, let me know in the comments. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.